Well, welcome to Duluth, Georgia, the APGA Tour Championship presented by MasterCard, the culmination of a season. Players from all over the country from diverse backgrounds have finally made it to their season-ending championship. Welcome to the close. It's the 2024 MasterCard Tour Championship at TPC Sugarloaf. Well, it is so good to be with you all. Thank you so much, all that's tuned in there right here on Gamecast. You've got Doug Smith, Golf Channel PGA Tour Live. I'm sitting in the studio right now with a two-time PGA Tour champion, Mr. James Hahn. It is so good, James, to have you. Well, we're not there. We're actually in the crib. We're in my house. We're out here in Phoenix, Arizona, but we are piping in and watching, well, some of the best diverse players in the country compete for a lot of money, $155,000 purse, James.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot to get their careers kickstarted or continue their path onto bigger and greater things. And great weather out there today. We're going to see a lot of birdies. About half the field are already under par, so looking forward to watching a good stretch of holes.
All right, so let's get into a little bit of what you're going to see right here on our coverage. We got featured hole coverage right here on Gamecast. We're going to get things started with the par 3 16th, playing buck 79 today. And players, it's a hole where you got to look out for those revetted face bunkers.
You know, today the pin location's only 11 on, right in the middle of the green. So you're going to see a handful of birdies. This hole's playing right around par. We've had several birdies so far, only a few bogeys, but it's definitely a green light. You aim right at the flag, and you really can miss it anywhere you want, just not short.
Yeah,
I mean, there's plenty of room behind the pin, a little bit backstop behind the flag, and so it's a good opportunity to get another birdie on the scorecard, move up the leaderboard.
Well, weather is really not an issue for these players today. Let's go ahead and pick up what we see here at the par 4 17th.
Hole 17 plays 456 yards. The only thing you have to worry about off the tee shot are these bunkers just to your right. Now, if you're a long bomber, you can hit it over those bunkers. It's 300 carry, but most guys will hit it just left, set you up with a nice wedge shot into this green. Well, today's pin location all the way back, so it's going to play a little bit longer than most.
Yeah, that second shot coming down the hill there at 17 really going to give these players, well, an opportunity to do something crazy. You look long here, James, and it looks like it's back into the green from deep here on the 17th, but we'll get you back to 17. Let's take a quick peek, James, at what we're going to get out of the par 5 closing hole.
Already 3 eagles on the scorecard on hole 18 today, including from our clubhouse leader, Greg Odom Jr. Eagled this hole, took advantage of it right down the middle of fairway, hit about 300 yards. Today's pin location is another front pin location, 8 on, 7 from the right. Great opportunity. This hole will play under par, so if you make par, it kind of feels like a bogey. So you got to take advantage of this hole. Again, many birdie opportunities out there.
I tell you what, at 561, James, you get this second shot down the hill, water daunting on the left, and we'll get a shot of this green, James. And, well, I tell you, that is not a really – it's an accessible hole location, but it's also one that makes me a little nervous just looking at it.
Generous fairway off the tee. Number 1 rule, you have to hit the fairway if you want to attack these pins. You're able to spin the ball. So a lot of these guys that are missing the fairways, they're not able to control their spin, maybe bring in the back bunker. You could already see a couple rake marks there, and not an easy up and down, but relatively easy compared to the rest of the field.
Well, we've talked about it. Gregory Odom Jr. eagled the hole we just were on the 18th, and he is in the house, or about to be in the house. We actually know we're going to cheat the system here just a little bit. Odom has finished his round. He shot an opening round 66. He is out in front. Michael Broadham chasing. You got John Baptiste Takazimana out there playing. We've got Kevin Hall also out doing what he does. One of the older players in the field, Wyatt Worthington, also chasing. But, James, it's time to get to some golf. Let's just jump out real quick. 18 fairway, Joey Steele's second shot going for the green in 2, James.
Now, again, this pin location, front right, green light all the way.
He's watching it intently. Started this out on the right, James.
Now, anything short right is okay. You know, there's plenty of green to work with. The only thing you have to do, Just make sure you're hitting it solid, get it over the water. It's actually a really good pin location for a right-handed player because most likely if they're missing it left, it's a pull or a draw and the ball's going to go further. It's going to clear the water. Just have to hit it solid.
All right. Well, we've got Detroit native Joe Hooks here, his second shot here at the 18th hole. And I tell you what, Joe's got one of the more silky swings that you'll see. This is a great angle to see that swing from, James, but you have to factor in that elevation change.
Absolutely. Ball a little bit below his feet. I can imagine he's probably being a little cognizant of that. Aim a little left of the flag and just let the slope bring it in back to the pin.
Yeah, you see Joe trying to hold something off. We'll have to get an update on where Joe's ball will come to rest. But like you said, this has been a hole, James, where the Eagles have been flying 3 in this field right now already today, making it makes your day just a little bit better when you
It's
Eagles
it always feels good when you're closing with a reachable par 5 because I've always felt like you're not really giving up a stroke if you have a good round going. Just get it anywhere on land by the green and give yourself a good opportunity. If you happen to hit the green, you can either make the putt or 2-putt for an easy birdie and keep moving up.
All right, Jared Garcia trying to close his round out. Wow, what a tee shot that was on the left side.
Swing.
Yeah, that is the APGA's version of Jason Day right there. Well, got a little late club twirl.
I saw that. We see a ball next to the flag.
Yeah, just outright. And James, only 48 players are in this field. $155,000 purse. We talked a little bit about when we came on, but there's also an additional tchotchke. MasterCard has given another $50,000 for the Player Achievement Award, which will cover the winner's travel expenses and other championship entry fees the next year.
Now, I've played a lot of golf, and the one requirement of staying on tour or advancing your career is to have enough funds to keep playing. And so the $50,000 is going to go a long way to these guys. It's going to increase their chances of success.
That's one of those things where you just got to be so grateful for the opportunity to even compete. And that's what's done here for the APGA Tour. They've given guys an opportunity, a place to play.
Now that's got to be a good feeling. Walks up there, a little bit of swag, gets his ball out of the hole, does the mic drop with the pin and says, "Hey guys, I'm going to be in the cart. You guys just take your time." And other two guys are just grinding on this 17th hole with this back pin location.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the group of Aaron Grimes, Troy Taylor, and Ravonta Young. So yeah, I got to actually play some golf as we see Troy Taylor there in the foreground. Played some golf with Troy. Coming into this week and in the latter part of this season, James, he got into some driver issues, and he went and got fit and tried to change shafts, and he's done a lot of things. And when we talk about the equipment, you really got to play what you have.
With technology these days, also, that I feel like you're able to figure things out quicker. You're able to figure out, number one, is it my swing? Is it my club? Am I getting too much spin? And from there, you're able to diagnose the situation as opposed to many years ago where you just kind of had to do it trial by error. And you actually didn't know if a driver was fitting you during a golf tournament. You could show up with the absolute worst miscombination and you wouldn't know until after you hit your first tee shot. And so it's good to see him come back and make some changes. And now it looks like he's got a good opportunity for birdie here.
Well, if his shirt was tucked in, he'd have a way better chance to make it, but just a little bit left.
Should break a little to the right. Whoa,
got some speed off the back edge of that green. Troy Taylor does make his home there in Westerville, Ohio. He's had a good season overall. This is his first year out of Michigan State, stellar college career. But, there's that professional learning curve that we all go through, James.
It's a long road. These guys are out there by themselves. Most tours, they'll require you to have a caddy, but out here, they're out there by themselves. And really the people that they're playing against are their best friends and the guys that,
tell you what,
just left it short, but the guys that understand the struggles that they're going through.
Yeah, Ravonta Young just leaving that a touch shy for guy that plays his golf, lives out in Huntsville, Alabama. looking at his season, it really hasn't been quite the season for Ravonta. 3 top tens, and that's really all to speak of for his year. But he's cashed checks in most of the events he's played, so that helps the bank account. As we'll see Troy Taylor go ahead and try to tap.
Looks like just from inside 3 feet, should be straight up the hill, nothing to it. Solid, confident stroke. Set himself up for this reachable par 5, hole 18. See if he could finish off with a birdie, maybe even eagle.
Well, let's go back there. That's where we pick up with Joe Hooks down in front. He's got to putt up and over this rise. Get a different angle here for the upcoming putt for Joe Hooks. Just there on the front.
Yeah, it looks like he barely carried the water, which is good. Again, all you want to do is make sure you're making solid contact on that second shot. Yeah, it seems straight up the hill. Really good opportunity for eagle.
He's got some distance on it. This is one of those putts. If there's any player on this tour that really does have one of the better strokes, there's a lot that I like about Joe Hooks' golf game. He's got a wonderful stroke. His ball rolls like guitar string tight every time it's pulled, James.
It's a good opportunity straight up the hill here. He just needs to get it past the hole, get it through the fringe, just give it a run. Oh, what a great putt.
Yeah, that's going to be a stress-free birdie for the guy played his college golf at Wayne State University. Kind of a Michigander, if you will. Is that how you say that? It's Michigander? Yeah, I think so.
That sounds about right.
That sounds good enough to me.
Say it with confidence.
Is it? That's the key.
You can make anybody believe.
That is the
Taps
key.
in for his birdie.
I want to give a shout out to everyone that has tuned in here on Gamecast for the MasterCard APGA Tour Championship. We are at TPC Sugarloaf, just outside of Atlanta, Georgia. Joey Stills. I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Joey's father, Adrian Stills, I don't know if there would even be an APGA Tour. He and Ken Bentley, former executive director of the tour, they had a conversation back in 2009, James, and well, what came out of it was we should probably do something for black and brown players to advance their professional aspirations. They had a conversation. Ken, Adrian, next thing you know, we had a tour to play on in 2010 as Joey drips one down the hill.
Oh, looks like he just slips out. What a great looking putt. Yeah, it's just a great opportunity for these guys to get tournament experience, get to travel all over the United States, compete against each other, make good friends, make connections. And really, this golf tournament presented by MasterCard gives them a platform that other people can watch and be inspired by.
All right, well, let's get back to 16 green with a birdie putt for Quinn Riley, the Duke Blue Devil. I hate saying that out loud. As a guy from Kentucky, I just hate saying Duke.
Quinn's got one of those long putters.
It puts like somebody else I know.
Yep, like the man sitting right next to you. Been playing with one of those for about a year. I tell you, Doug, it's changed my life. Get in there.
Well, there's one that's going to change Quinn's life. There's a birdie at the 16th. Let's get back to 18.
Now, this appears to be for eagle. Is that the 4th eagle?
That looks like Jared Garcia dropping buckets. Got his pops caddying for him on the bag, and there is a great way to close out a round if you're Jared Garcia. But all birdies and an eagle in that final group.
You can just see how excited and how much this means to these guys. Just burns the edge.
Yeah, you see those players striding off. I tell you what, finishing a round with an eagle it doesn't get better than that. So Jared, we have him, just to give you a quick update, we had him at 5 under through 16. So that'll get him into a one-shot lead right now. And what I'm loving right now about this leaderboard, James, is there's some new guys on the board. There's some older guys on the board. We have it right here, just so y'all know. But right now, we had Greg Odom at shot 66. He's in the house. Garcia, once it posts, he'll take a one-shot lead at -7. And looking at it, it seems like this is a whole wide-open event, right?
And what you're seeing is everyone's playing well. There's a lot of under par scores, right? So they're obviously seeing the read on the greens.
Yep.
They're making a lot of birdies. It's going to be a shootout. No one can sit back and relax and just make a string of pars. They have to go out and attack for tomorrow. Pin locations are going to be very similar. There's going to be a handful of birdie opportunities. 18 is still going to be reachable. And so to come out, you got to come out firing if you want to take home the championship.
Yeah, 26 players of the 48-player field currently under par here at TPC Sugarloaf. 3 nines here at TPC Sugarloaf. We're playing the Stables and the Meadows. We're doing featured hole coverage of holes 16, 17, and 18. We've got a par 3, we've got a par 4, and we've got a par 5. And right now, we have Aaron Beverly stepping to this tee.
Our first real opportunity to take a look at these guys swing from down the line.
Take a peek and see what AB can do right here. Makes his home just outside of Sacramento. Kind of spends a lot of time there in Napa.
Slight dogleg right, 300 yards to carry the bunker on the right. Not ideal for a guy, for a right-handed player, because most likely if you're missing it to the right, it's going to come up shorter. That looks like a layup.
Yeah, that was Aaron Grimes. Just interesting position. I'm not sure what he hit off the tee, but put himself well back. You can see down in the fairway, Troy Taylor, Ravonte Young down there, and Kevin Hall getting ready to get wiping down the shaft here. And tell you what, at 41 years of age, Kevin Hall still making it happen, James, kind of like you.
You got to love the work ethic. You know, a guy who's in his 40s now competing with 20-year-olds coming out of college. Greg Odom, who's currently in second place, but he was leading the golf tournament. You know, a guy who is in his 40s now, just doesn't swing it as fast as some of these younger kids, but he has the work ethic, he has the desire, and never count a man out based on how big of a heart he has. And so I'm rooting for this guy. It's, you know, as a fellow 42-year-old, I'm rooting for the old guys.
You know, I'm in my last lap in the 30s, but Kevin Hall, he's lost some pop in this stick.
Fairways and greens. That's all you need.
Tell you what,
that's a quick tee pickup. I love it.
And it's definitely
a lot of confidence.
How you get paid, for sure. Hit the fairway, hit the green, roll the rock. As we see, it's been an interesting year for Quinn Riley. He had some mishappenings at the John Shippen National Invitational, but was able to bounce back. Last week or 2 weeks ago, 2 championships ago, and he was able to get a win in the team event. As we see Troy Taylor untucked, going for the green. Okay, then we'll go back to get to Riley.
I played with Quinn 2 years ago when he got an exemption into the John Deere. Probably one of the best golf swings that I've ever seen.
Just absolutely mashes the ball. That was cooked. Good swing there for Riley as Ravonte Young going for the green in 2.
You see him setting up slightly right of this flag, trying to draw back in there. Does he give it the club twirl? No, he's leaning.
Lost this. It's a little right. Oh, it's going to creep.
It's on that front fringe. It's okay.
Not bad. Going to kind of creep up there. Okay, Ravonte Young will have an upcoming look. And I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, it's straight up the hill. A little right to left break, but he can be aggressive with that putt. We've seen other players from that position give it a nice run.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I know a lot of folks aren't used to seeing players have the golf cart, but we got to give all the thanks and all the praise in the world for companies like MasterCard who have taken it as a company initiative to increase their visibility in golf via the diversity lens. They have us here with this broadcast, all the great people at the APGA, better folks at MasterCard. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share the APGA Gamecast with the world. It is definitely because of you guys that we're able to play this championship. The elevated purse that we've already talked about, James. This purse, the largest purse of any singular APGA event in history. That's
saying a lot. That's saying a lot, especially for a big company like MasterCard to come in here and sponsor the event. It opens up the floodgates for other sponsors to want to do the same.
Well, and that's the thing. You're going to need some company or a group of people to step up and make a claim in where they stand in their DE&I efforts, and the MasterCards, the Ciscos, the other folks that have supported this championship, these players, this tour. They've really changed lives and been able to provide an opportunity for players to make money and chase their dreams of ultimately, James, playing on the PGA Tour.
And eventually, when they make it on tour, it's not a matter of if, but when. You can trace back their history and their experiences earlier in their careers, and it's tournaments like this that help and just give them that extra confidence and the extra financial benefits of keeping the dream alive. So a golf tournament like this is very important to these guys' careers. They're taking it very serious, and we're seeing a lot of birdies coming out of this group, and it's good to see that they're bringing their A game today.
Yeah, this is part of a 4-year commitment to the APGA Tour from MasterCard. We talked about the highest purse ever, highest first place prize ever. And it's just a critical way to support players and their dreams, especially on a par 5 closing hole like we see here at 18th. And Ravonte Young there in the pink, Troy Taylor untucked. He's going to get a call from me later. That is definitely going to happen.
It's just a good looking hole. If you're one of the longer hitters, it's a dogleg right par 5. If you're one of the longer hitters, you're going to want to try to cut the corner, catch the slope, and get yourself another 20 yards down the slope. But if you hit it too far to the right, you can see just north of that car path, you see all that tall grass. Now you're looking at a chip out and trying to wedge it close while a lot of guys are getting there in two. And so absolutely have to hit the fairway in order to give yourself a good opportunity for eagle.
Oh, this looks back into the grain for Taylor.
Oh, what a great shot.
Now, something about
that's where he laid up to on purpose.
Well, I think Troy no, Grimes laid up. Troy, that was more of a wipe than it was a layup, in my opinion. We'll have to talk to him about it post round.
Well, he wiped it in a perfect spot.
Yeah, I'll take that. No, I mean, but there's only really one miss in your approach shot here at 18.
Absolutely right. I mean, just right. There is another miss. You can miss it long. It's the back bunker. We have yet to see a guy hit it in that back bunker, but
all right, Troy Taylor trying to make a birdie. We saw that pitch from just in front of that bunker. That opportunity.
Interesting. He decided to just finish up real quick.
Just get out the way. Now we do have some other scores posted. We said Garcia. We saw the eagle he made here at 18. Well, he's in the house at -7. So he has posted 65 for him. Odom in the house at 66. As we see Ravonte now, this is where his second shot came to rest in the par 5.
Straight up the hill, a little right to left for eagle. Just make sure to hit it. Doesn't quite make the eagle putt, but just a tap in birdie, and got to be okay with that. Hole's playing under par. Again, there's been several eagles out here today, but to walk away with birdie, you're not giving up anything to the field.
All right, let's moonwalk back to the par 3, the 16th. That's Wyatt Worthington. No, yeah, I think that's Worthington.
Keeping the flag in
down the hill. No, that is definitely not Wyatt Worthington. That's a pants selection that Wyatt would wear. That is Luis Gagne rolling one down the hill. And then we get back to the 18th. Closing things out for Grimes.
Looking at about a 4 to 5 footer for birdie. Just cleaning up here, see if he can match his playing partner's birdies on this hole.
Yeah, you won a tournament, James, that you said you never made the cut in.
Long Beach Open.
Won 2 weeks ago at the Long Beach Open. Cashed a $19,000 check for Aaron Grimes. That's a wonderful group, all birdies. And to finish, Andrew Walker now with, he got the straw hat just like his pops always wore. So Walker coming straight off the win at the Ascension Charity Classic last week in St. Louis. Got that first prize check. Give me that. An opportunity for a birdie.
Just watch his posture. It's just so solid. Shoulders are very level. Keeps his head very still, and that you can see that was just a little misread. He thought the ball would go to the right, and it might have just stayed on that left edge. A little disappointed with that birdie putt, but he's having a little trouble picking up that towel. There you go.
Yeah, we got to make sure you get hands on it.
Yeah.
All right, that's Brian Orr. Now for the putt, excuse me, had a miss call there. I said Wyatt Worthington wearing the pants. That's actually Ryan Ellerbach in this group, rounding out this 3-ball.
Looks like he's using the line on the ball.
Oh yeah,
to line up this putt. Doug, what do you do? Do you line it up, or you just
line it up? I can't see without a line. I'm a blind bat without it.
For me, I've tried using the line on the ball, and it just never looks right. I'm that guy that has to always realign it, and I come back and check it, double check it, triple check it, and I just got to the point where I wasn't visualizing the putt anymore. So I go nothing on top, just a blank space.
Tell you what, Orr was paired with Quinn Riley, who we've already seen. They were paired together there at the 2-man down at TPC Louisiana. They were able to take the top spot, his only win of the season. Quinn actually has won that event back-to-back years as we get to 17, and I do believe we were talking about him, and he's back. Quinn Riley. Now, we got partners going back-to-back here. James, you know how this breaks.
Left to right. We saw this putt earlier in the coverage. Got to make sure you get it out there. Doesn't look like it's going to break, but it will break. You got to read the grain. Grain is also going left to right. Might add a couple more inches. Let's see if he can get it out there.
Yeah, it looks
Stay
like
up.
Great putt, just didn't hit it. Gave it nothing.
And we've seen that from that position. 2 great shots, great opportunity for birdie, just wasn't able to convert.
It's almost like you're putting uphill, but you kind of the back of the screen is kind of downhill.
Well, you can see how the second half of that green is darker than the first half, right? And so that automatically, that first thing, the lead indication is that the angle that we're looking at this green, it is into the grain from the back. And so you can see how Quinn's ball just kind of tailed off to the right. And if you're going to make a lot of putts out here, you have to be able to read the grain.
All right. Well, we'll see if Kevin Hall, Father Percy there on the right side of your screen, caddying for him.
Hey, there we go.
Paid it off. Kevin Hall.
Thumbs up.
Getting frisky with a little birdie.
It is possible. Just match the line with the speed.
That's all you're saying.
Give it a run.
That's all. Just match the speed and the line. That's it.
Teeing off from the left side of the tee box usually means he's going to bring it in from right to left. Oh, right over the flag stick. What a great shot.
Yeah, got to make sure you got the numericals together.
Not much trouble on this hole. The only thing you have to worry about is the front bunkers. We haven't seen anybody in that front bunker so far today. Just pick a club that's going to get it 4 or 5 yards over that bunker. Greens are soft enough, hidden into the grain that they're able to stop it. They don't have to worry about going too long.
Yeah, I tell you, Chase Johnson, he's really the man to chase this season. 2 wins on the year. He's made the cut there at Riviera after getting an exemption to the John Shippen Memorial exemption there from Tiger Woods. Is Walker now less than driver at the par 5?
Looks like he's going with a 3-wood, teeing up low, so it's got to be a 3-wood. Maybe one of those mini drivers. You don't know. That new technology out these days. Fairly long hole, but what a good-looking swing.
Yeah, 561 down the hill. We'll see if he can get down to one of those levels. Excuse me, 456. I'm giving you the numbers for the par 5. I'm just a par 5 guy, James.
So on the 17th hole, if you do hit driver, you have to aim it a little bit further right. You're bringing in those right bunkers off in the distance. It's a 300 carry. So if you have it, might as well flaunt it. If not, you might take a little less than driver and hit it down the middle.
Yeah, first time I've seen Orr move it. Got the joggers on. We'll see if he can go ahead and let it fly. Driver. He's got that lead side getting internal with the hip there. James steps out with the left, try to cut it.
You saw that start way left of his intended line. Started left rough. That we see a ball there on the left side that might be his.
Yeah, we see one. Good eye.
But that could be trouble. Off of this rough, it's hard to curve the ball. Sometimes you get these flyer lies and really have to watch that spin coming out of the rough.
All right. Eller Brock. Also similar decision, less than driver.
You know, these 3-woods nowadays, they go almost as far as the driver.
Yeah, we noticed that when we were testing.
Yeah, they also came out with these little mini drivers that just have a bigger head, less spin. Sets up perfect for holes like this.
I always found it hard to cut less than driver. Give me the straightest face and let me slide one left to right as a right-handed player. All right, well, we are going to step aside, straighten everything out, but we'll be right back here in just a few moments more. MasterCard APGA Tour Championship at Sugarloaf.
Did you know MasterCard and fintechs are helping this entrepreneur dream bigger? Look closer. MasterCard is securely connecting more of their financial picture beyond credit scores so lenders can approve loans for those who deserve them. Meaning this small business can keep opening new doors. MasterCard, helping partners do incredible things every day. Together, the possibilities are priceless.
The Advocates Professional Golf Association was established in 2010 as a nonprofit organization with a mission to bring greater diversity to the game of golf. The APGA prepares African Americans and other minority golfers to compete and win at the highest level of professional golf and in the golf industry.
Go to apgatour.org today to donate and support us.
All right, we are back here on Gamecast, MasterCard APGA Tour Championship. We're playing the Stables and Meadows Nines here at TPC Sugarloaf, Duluth, Georgia. And let's get back to the action, James. 16th green.
Today's 16th hole, 179 yards, only 11 paces on. We've already seen a lot of guys make birdie from this position. Not really much to this par 3, Doug.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's that difficult as Chase Johnson goes ahead and throws some change on it.
Looks like he's scratching his head. We saw him miss his shot over to the right, and now he's got 4 feet for par.
Yeah, Luis Gagne, already a winner this year in his opening season.
Good look at birdie here.
Hello, Luis. How about that? Good putt.
Light work for Luis.
Literally one of the powerhouse groups that you can have. Chase Johnson, 2 wins on the season. Willie, a slow season on the APGA Tour, but he was able to qualify and play in this year's U.S. Open. Also won the John Shippen. And Chase Johnson, he's played in a handful of PGA Tour events as well as Korn Ferry Tour events this season. He's been a busy man.
He's really rounding out his game, playing all over the country, finding success on all tours and everywhere he goes. And I love his upward momentum, and I feel like tournaments like this really set him up for the future.
And we saw the tee shot, and there's Andrew Walker. Then those bunkers you talked about, 300 yards to carry. Didn't carry it, James.
Now, the biggest thing you'll notice is the lip. Well, that too. That is a nice-looking house. But you'll also see the lip. So this back pin location, try not to eat off more than you can chew. Just get it up over the lip.
Yeah, flew that very easily. Revetted face.
But is he able to get it all the way back to that back pin location today. Today's pin location all the way back. 35 on the green, 43 yards. What a great looking shot.
Yeah,
Was able to get
that
all the way down there.
Yeah, inside of 15 feet is Ryan Ellerbrock trying to not be distracted by the real estate.
What a great looking swing there. Great tempo, a little sawed off. Looks like an 8 or a 9 iron.
Yeah, just checking it. You know you hit it good when you got to go ahead and pull the laser back out just to double check it. Players are allowed to use distance measuring devices on the APGA Tour. They just have to have their slope function off. That's a rule put in by the USGA. So, all right, now let's go back to the 18th. There's Quinn Riley throwing some dirt. Tell you what, there's no layup in this guy.
Yeah, perfect position here on this closing hole. I love his swing. He's just so on plane. Great balance. Just generates a lot of club head speed.
Yeah, originally from Raleigh, North Carolina. He's kind of had a mixed bag of a season. It's been all over the place. He's won. He's lost his putters. He's gotten it back. And now he's trying to get to the par 5 and 2.
Going with driver, and that's brings in the left trouble. Now, a lot of guys are trying to hit over that bunker on the right, 300-yard carry, but you got to make sure you hit it to the right. Otherwise, just doesn't set up the right angle on that 17th hole.
Well, we saw Riley with iron from 2 paces closer, the 42-year-old Kevin Hall with a wood.
This could be a 5-wood. You know, you never know. These guys are putting in these 5 woods, 7 woods to be able to land it soft on these par 5s. Let's see if it pays off for them.
This is where your practice round comes into play, like understanding how far the depth is front to back.
And long is okay. You know, I kind of like that play. It looked like he was set up left, trying to hit a little baby cut into this green. And, you know, I like that play as opposed to hitting a 3 iron or even a 2 iron into this green to that front pin location.
Okay, now we'll see Orr trying to roll the rock. And on the front part of the screen, saw that tee shot that he hit left, James, but now he's found the surface in regulation.
Just doing a little bit of damage control. Get it anywhere on the green. Put the flat stick in your hand. You can see he's aimed well out to the right. This putt going to break at least 4 or 5 feet to the left.
He's going to have to start it by the pin, like halfway up the stick there on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, that's a bad place to put a pin, to be honest.
Started it right where we talked about. Starting to look
good. Settle. You can see the grain from his angle was down grain the last 10 feet, and that could have been enough just to have his ball roll by a good 3 or 4 feet. You know, when I'm playing, I don't like aiming at a pin. Like if I was
in
him,
your your background,
because
foreground.
it just seems like, you know, I know I'm not going to hit it, but it's just I would like to have moved that pin.
Well, good thing you're not there.
But then again, in a lot of tournaments I play, there's a caddy holding the pin for me. So.
Shameless flex. Shameless flex from the tour player. 2-time PGA Tour champion. Tell you, James, when I look at your wins, you've won at 2 of the hardest golf courses. You won at Riviera and there at Quail. For those that don't recall, because it was 17 years ago. All right, Ellerbrock for birdie.
Great opportunity for birdie. Is he able to? Yes, walk it in, young man. You can see he's very happy about that 3 on hole 17. and sets himself up for another birdie opportunity on the easy 18th par 5.
All right. Now, see the first birdie. It'll be the second birdie that we've seen if Walker can get this one to drop. Came off a win last week at the Ascension in St. Louis.
Great putting stroke. Keeps his head very still. Does it pay off? Oh, again, burning the left lip.
Yeah.
That is back-to-back holes where he's burned that left edge.
I was going to say the same thing. We saw what happened at 16. Now it happened again at 17. Don't do it on 18, Walker.
Our first look at some joggers. Are those joggers?
Those are joggers.
I don't have a pair of those. What do you think? You think
I love
pull it off?
No, absolutely. But you got to show a little ankle though. If you're gonna rock joggers, you're gonna commit to the style. I need to see a little skin. I'm just saying.
So you're saying they're too long? Are they too long?
I mean,
how do you order joggers? Do you say, hey, I want to just clean it up for his part? Do you say I want a 32-22? Like,
you got to go try them on, and then you got to go get them tapered and tailored.
That group walking off at 1 under par, headed out to the 18th.
All right, back to 17 fairway, and Luis Gagne got himself into this left rough. But, James, is that the worst place to be if you have an angle in that left rough? Doesn't look very penalizing.
Looks like the ball's sitting up, and the best part about it is that the pin's on the back end of this green, and so he can land it anywhere, middle, front, and still give himself a good birdie opportunity. What he doesn't want to do is land it next to the hole, landing on the down grain, not able to stop his ball and having it roll over. So just has to worry about where he wants to land this ball.
Guy gives me Sam Burns vibes. We'll catch up to that shot here in a moment and give you an update. Shout out to our camera crew here at GKLive.tv. That's where you are. Chase Johnson, he's going to have quite the precarious stance on the top side of this bunker. And James looks like the ball, I don't know if he's going to have a full stance. I have to chip something and try to run this up.
Yeah, couldn't really tell if his ball hopped out of the bunker or if it landed there and stopped, but not an ideal angle to come into. You can see he's just waiting for that cart to stop. But now everything's kind of going against him here. It's landing on a down grain, not able to control his spin. From here, you're just looking left of this flag and get it anywhere on the green.
All right. Ball on the way. Looks left. Can't tell if that's his ball that we see there over the back. Kind of got very fortunate, though, James, if that is his ball. So we got one player left in that.
One guy on the green in the middle, about 35 feet.
Yeah, but we got to check on Quinn Riley back at 18 to see if he can try to drip one down the hill, James. And again, your putting style. Let's see if he can close it out.
I love it. Just have to match up the line and the speed. He left the last one short. Let's see if he could roll this one in for a nice eagle to close out the day. Looks like plenty of speed. Does it break?
Is it going to move?
Oh, just a little too aggressive. He might have overcorrected from the hole before. That just has to do with the grain. On the hole before, it was into the grain. This hole's down grain, and you can see the difference in how much the ball rolls out.
Well, he's going to have a little meat left to close out his day. 1 over through to this point. Tied from 35th at the moment for the Duke Blue Devil. And, James, if he can convert that, he'll shoot even par, but not the start to this final that Quinn Riley had hoped for.
In these golf tournaments that are 36 holes, you really have to come out firing. We've already seen a 6 under and a 7 under today, and shooting even par is not going to do it. Just put you behind the 8 ball for tomorrow.
Beverly for eagle. Tell you, one of the smoothest strides on the tour. Guy never looks like he's in a rush, never looks like he's frustrated or flustered, just silky. All right, there's a 4 to close out the day there for Aaron Beverly. That'll be a round of 1 under par. 71 for AB, Fairfield, California representative.
Looks like Quinn's got a good at least 4 feet, maybe 5 coming back. The good thing, it's straight up the hill, doesn't break too much, maybe a little right edge putt. Just has to make sure to keep the speed up. Now, again, back uphill into the grain. Want to be aggressive on these putts.
Well, he said that this putter has made a huge difference in how he rolls it and the confidence on the shorter putts. Oh, and he's going to 3-putt and stay at 1 over par. He put the ball where he wanted to be in 2. And, well, the wand let him down here at the closing hole. Kevin Hall trying to get out of this round with something subpar.
We saw him hit a nice wood into this hole, and looks like he's just getting it up and down.
Yeah,
for an easy 4, tap in 4.
All right, pops Percy on the bag. Percy Hall, the Cincinnati, Ohio native, played his golf at the Ohio State. Kevin Hall actually won the 2013 Big Ten Championship. Got himself into the Memorial with that win there, James. And
well, still getting it done.
Well, that'll be a closing out group. 2 birdies and a par there for the group of Beverly, Hall, and Riley.
So far, we've seen a majority of the field hitting this fairway on 18. It is a generous fairway to hit. Kind of an awkward stance coming in on that second shot, but easily accessible with iron today with that front pin location. Going back to 17.
All right, Willie Mack trying to make something happen late in this round. This has been one of the best parts of his game is the wand, but unable to let that one fall for the Flint, Michigan native.
And again, another guy who's missed it low right from that back edge.
It's just a hard putt to trust that it breaks that much.
A lot of these guys are leaving it short, too. That's the thing. It just might be a little bit more grainy than some of the other putts on the course.
Yeah, 2 bogeys in the round for Willie Mack. Had back-to-back bogeys there on the 7th and 8th hole of his day. Now he turned the back 9. He's had 2 birdies now. Chase Johnson, an opportunity. Johnson 2 under for the round, and he's going to stay right there. A heck of a shot to get it to where he got it from the top side of that bunker. Now Gagne also trying to save a par now.
These left-to-righters for right-handed golfers, probably some of the more difficult putts to make. Just have to trust your line and match up the speed.
Yeah, makes his home in Orlando.
Well done there for the young man.
Yeah, Willie, go get the flag. Put it in. All right, interesting live for Walker here at the 18th, trying to get down in 2. That would make the day much better.
So now for a hole that you know is playing under par, and I've already had 4 eagles on this hole so far, that even when you're out of position and you're coming from the rough, it just makes it feel like you have to go for it. You know, you might not have the best lie and everything's might be pushing you to just lay up and give yourself a good wedge number. But with everyone making birdie and everyone having irons into this hole, it just makes you feel like you have to go for it. And if you do, you just got to make sure you hit it solid, get it over the water. That back bunker isn't the greatest, but it'll still give you a good opportunity to make 4.
All right. Tie for 18th in par 5 scoring, though. 4.5 is generally how he finishes, plays the par 5s. A lot of knee flex here.
Looks like he's set up right to go for a draw.
Oh, he just blocked it right at that tree up the right.
Hear them yelling 4 right. Hopefully he doesn't hit the cart path. And now that's going to be a very difficult up and down, going back towards the fairway, towards the water. Has to worry about controlling his spin. And just not ideal. And again, it goes back to how you feel like other players are playing this hole, and almost having that extra pressure of going for the green, even though you know that the right play is to lay up and give yourself a good wedge number.
Okay, well, we saw Walker trying to figure out what to do and made a decision that likely put him up by the cart path. Now Ellerbrock, 2 clubs. James, what's he weighing here?
Well, he's got his ball below his feet, right? And so anytime you have your ball below your feet, it's going to come off a little left to right, a little bit more spin. It doesn't really go as far as what you think with the ball below your feet. And so he could try to take a little bit more club and fade it in there to this front right pin location.
Now, already a winner this year. Got 1 win. Won there at TPC Deer Run up in Moline, Iowa. Rounds of 69 and 66. As we await the location of his shot. We'll see it momentarily, but San Diego native, the Nicaraguan. Okay. Let's skip up to the 18th tee. Luis Gagne set to let this one fly. James, where are we aiming? Like that, I really can't tell where we're looking. Just kind of in that low part of the trees in the distance.
So I like aiming it at the tree, the right edge of the tallest trees in the background. That's going to be the middle of your fairway. Anything right of that, you're bringing in some of the rough, but if you're a bomber, it's going to make you want to try to cut the corner, but it's a 340 carry past the cart path. And so I don't think any of these guys really have that firepower to get it down there, but again, all you're trying to do is get it in the fairway and give yourself a mid to long iron coming in this hole.
I'll tell you, that was an interesting little move from Willie Mack. Teed it low with the driver in the hand, then went and switched. Can't tell if that's hybrid or 3-wood. That is the 3-wood for Mack. Plays out of Champions Gate, now outside of Orlando. All looks like it is going to be in play for Mack, trying to get something chasing down that hill.
I don't know. I feel like that extra 20, 30 yards that you get from hitting drivers is a huge advantage coming into this par 5.
I also feel like with the downhill, you might catch a speed slot on the right side of that fairway as Chase Johnson.
We have another guy.
Again, this is the marquee group. Chase Johnson leading the APGA standings right now. Leader in the Cisco Cup. And I don't know if anybody's going to be able to chase him down. He's got a sizable lead, even though points are elevated here at the MasterCard APGA Tour Championship. We see some balls here on the 18th. We'll step aside.
Did you know MasterCard and fintechs are helping this entrepreneur dream bigger? Look closer. MasterCard is securely connecting more of their financial picture beyond credit scores so lenders can approve loans for those who deserve them. Meaning this small business can keep opening new doors. MasterCard, helping partners do incredible things every day. Together, the possibilities are priceless.
The Advocates Professional Golf Association was established in 2010 as a nonprofit organization with a mission to bring greater diversity to the game of golf. The APGA prepares African Americans and other minority golfers to compete and win at the highest level of professional golf and in the golf industry.
Go to apgatour.org today to donate and support us.
All right, back with Willie Mack just laying up here at the par 5 18th. Well, you called it, James. You said the play surprised you off the tee for Mack, but forced to lay up. And taking just another quick look at the leaderboard. Garcia leads the way, 7 under par, followed by Odom, 1 shot back. Kevin Hall, James, you mentioned, got in the house at 5 under. He's tied with Jaime Lopez Riviola. Jean-Baptiste Hakazima, he's 3 back, at -4. Grimes, Compton Golf Club, he's at 4 under par.
And there you see Willie Mack's name, at 3 under. Maybe he was just having a good round and just wanted to put himself in position for tomorrow. But we'll see if he goes for it tomorrow, knowing he's got to make a handful of birdies to catch these leaders at 7 and 6 under.
Tell you, 48 players in the field at the current moment, 24. Half the field is under par for this championship. James, it's good to see the scores. It's good to see how these players are playing these TPC courses. And it's just a testament to what the tour has done, James, to raise and elevate where the players are playing, the caliber of course they're playing, because as you well know, there's a big difference between, quote, mini golf and playing on the tour, the Korn Ferry Tour, higher level tour golf.
And this isn't just your normal golf course. This is TPC Sugarloaf. This is a tour caliber golf course, tour caliber pins. You have to hit the ball, put it in position, make a lot of putts to score on this golf course. And we've already seen it, a handful of birdies, 7 unders leading this golf tournament. And, I guarantee you, if you had a tour event out here today, that 7 under probably be leading the golf tournament as well. So these guys are playing their absolute best, and it's good to see them performing on the biggest stage.
It's so interesting, James, because through the PGA Tour support of the APGA Tour, we've had several members of the tour able to earn exemptions into PGA Tour events. We're talking about how this tour is a springboard for the best black and brown players in the country. We've had players play in the Farmers Insurance Open, the Genesis Invitational, Butterfield Bermuda Championship, Honda Classic, John Deere, Rocket Mortgage, Worldwide Technologies, the Arnold Palmer. And you want to go ahead and read that because you're a past champion.
Wells Fargo Championship.
There you go.
I got one of those trophies at the house if you want me to swing it by tomorrow.
That was actually Willie Mack last year, able to Monday qualify there for an elevated event. I found that interesting that they still had a qualifier for an elevated event or signature event on the PGA Tour.
Right. It's good to see these guys bringing that momentum, bringing that same energy from the APGA Tour onto the PGA Tour, the Korn Ferry Tour, and all the other tours in the world. And these guys,
it looks like they're at a campfire right now, trying to.
I think they're
get warm. Are they getting warm? What?
Paper rock scissors to see who hits next.
That's what that is.
I've seen that before.
I don't know what's happening. It seems they're trying to figure out if the ball was embedded. I want to guess that for Luis Gagne. This is the final group of the day coming through. Oh, excuse me, the anchor group, I should say. Mac, Chase Johnson, Luis Gagne. Gagne ball. It looks like they're calling in a rules official.
So let's see if you know your rules, Doug.
Oh, goodness.
Embedded ball.
Yeah.
What is the relief?
Drop nearest point. You can pick the ball up. You can clean it. You can actually replace the ball if you so choose. Ball rolls forward. Drop twice. Drop or place. Or I don't know. That's it. That's all I got for you.
Pretty much. All of the above.
Yeah, you just drop nearest point. You don't have to pull the drivers out.
It's a pretty standard drop. And it looks like he has a flat stick. Just a good opportunity for him to move up if he's able to drop this eagle putt.
Well, you can see Willie Mack putting some change on it, and it looks like he actually has a decent opportunity, even though we talked about the layup off the tee. won't call it the layup off the tee, less than driver off the tee. Then he went with just a layup of nothing more than a wedge. But now we're on the green with an opportunity.
You got to play to your strengths. You absolutely have to know where you're the best at. And it seems like Willie knows his game, and he knows that if he wedges it inside 100 yards, that he's going to give himself a really good opportunity for birdie. But most importantly, take that big number off the scorecard. Looks like he hit it inside of 8 feet. Hopefully he could pay off for him. Trying to figure out who's next to putt.
Yeah, we are. It looks like Chase Johnson. You know, we were at break when he hit his second shot, but I'm assuming this is an eagle putt for Johnson.
I would absolutely have to agree with you there. Chase hit a 3-wood off of this tee box, put himself right in the middle of whether or not he should go for it, and hit himself a great second shot in here. See if it pays off with it. Oh, that's a quick walk.
Yeah, not the stroke that he'd hoped for, especially for the number one player on this tour in par 5 scoring. And James, we talk about it all the time. Par 5 scoring, that's really where you got to get paid, is Willie Mack, well, taking the more conventional way to play the hole. Thought he was going to go ahead and putt. That was a full pre-shot routine pump fake me, Mac.
Yeah, if you have the distance. I mean, that's kind of where the game is going these days. You know, guys are swinging it consistently over 120 miles per hour in the 180 ball speed. And the holes where you're able to take advantage of the most are the par 5s and the long par 4s, and give yourself more opportunities for eagle. You know, and once you're in that kind of a range, then all you have to do is practice your short game, because most likely you're not going to hit all the greens, and try to wedge it in.
All right, Gagne down the hill, down green, toward the water. This is going to be slick.
Yeah, not really looking to make it from just off the green. Just get it up there in the tap-in range and make your 4 and walk off.
Yeah, and that is what we've seen here. And I'll tell you, Willie Mack had quite a run during the summer. He was able to get into the U.S. Open there at Pinehurst, played a fantastic opening round. Didn't play his best golf the second day, but learned a lot. Took that into the John Shippen National Invitational, presented then by Rocket Mortgage. Won that event, opening round 65. Shot even par the second day, 63. And then played in the Rocket Mortgage. So you talk about a good 2 weeks right there for Mac. Trying to close it out with a birdie. Yep.
With authority.
So we judged him, and he made 4. I apologize, Willie. We judged you for your layups off the tee and into the green, but you showed both of us why you did it.
Gets himself to 4 under par for the day, only 3 back going in tomorrow. Great opportunity for him to win this tour championship.
Yeah, we talked, James, who our picks were coming into the week. Mac was one of mine, as this group has concluded their day here on this Meadows Stables course. 3 9s here at TPC Sugarloaf. Well, James, it's been quite the scoring today. You know, Jared Garcia leading the way at -7, being chased with Odom, Hall, Hakizimana, Grimes. What's the number you're looking at? You see a guy go out and put up a score. Where do you want to be to really contend for that championship going into the following day?
With the leader at 7 under, Greg Odom at 6 under, you know, I would assume that one of those guys are going to shoot 5 or 6 under tomorrow. So you're looking at about 12 to 13 under being the winning score. And so if you're 4 under par, that means you have to shoot maybe 8 under, 9 under to give yourself a chance. That's a pretty low score. And that's assuming one of those two guys shoots low tomorrow. And it all depends on the pin location, if there's wind, what the weather's like. But most likely these guys are going to come out firing. There's a lot to play for. They're playing with a lot of confidence. And, you know, I can imagine that anybody inside the top 12 right now has a chance to win this golf tournament.
All right. Well, we'll be back to talk a little bit more golf. Welcome into my room. And we'll be back in just a moment right here on GKLive.tv.
Did you know MasterCard and fintechs are helping this entrepreneur dream bigger? Look closer. MasterCard is securely connecting more of their financial picture beyond credit scores so lenders can approve loans for those who deserve them. Meaning this small business can keep opening new doors. MasterCard, helping partners do incredible things every day. Together, the possibilities are priceless.
The Advocates Professional Golf Association was established in 2010 as a nonprofit organization with a mission to bring greater diversity to the game of golf. The APGA prepares African Americans and other minority golfers to compete and win at the highest level of professional golf and in the golf industry.
Go to apgatour.org today to donate and support us.
Sugarloaf, Duluth, Georgia. You know, I want to give a shout out. We need to make sure we mention this. Every year, the APGA gives out an award. They give out the Advocate Award for that person or persons that have, made strides in diversity and have represented the tour. And this year, the award winner, Billy Horschel. I want to give Billy Horschel a shout out for all the attention, all the love that he pours into each and every one of these players on the APGA Tour. Billy, congratulations on that award. We appreciate all you do, buddy.
Decide.
They also gave out a Pioneer Award, which is an award for someone that has really dug deep in the kind of the office space. I want to give a quick shout out to my birthday twin, as well as the executive director of PGA Reach, the PGA of America, Kenny Sims. Kenny Sims, so instrumental in getting this championship off the ground. He used to run the Tampa Sports Commission there in Tampa. We used to play championships when this first got started. We used to play it at Rogers Park down there in Tampa. And, well, Kenny, all of your hard work, I'm glad that you have received the Pioneer Award on behalf of the APGA Tour. And, well, there is our leaderboard. You can see there, Mac, we just saw him finish. That'll post shortly. Jared Garcia leads the way, 7 under par, 65. Well, the rookie on the APGA Tour, the guy that came in first in the collegiate APGA Tour standings last season, Greg Odom, the Bison of Howard, 6 under par to start this championship. But he is chased, James, by a litany of players. Who else should we watch on this leaderboard?
With the leader at 7 under par, I feel like anyone that's 4 strokes back, is 5 strokes too much? Maybe, maybe not. But I feel like if you're 4 strokes back, you have a legitimate chance of making a run, making some birdies early in your round tomorrow, and give yourself a chance on the back nine. That's all you want to do, is just give yourself a chance. And with a handful of these guys starting on the front nine tomorrow, it'll lead to that 18th hole being very detrimental to their scorecard.
Well, we're going to step aside once more. We'll be back to wrap things up from the APGA Tour Championship. Sugarloaf.
Did you know MasterCard and fintechs are helping this entrepreneur dream bigger? Look closer. MasterCard is securely connecting more of their financial picture beyond credit scores so lenders can approve loans for those who deserve them. Meaning this small business can keep opening new doors. MasterCard, helping partners do incredible things every day. Together, the possibilities are priceless.
The Advocates Professional Golf Association was established in 2010 as a nonprofit organization with a mission to bring greater diversity to the game of golf. The APGA prepares African Americans and other minority golfers to compete and win at the highest level of professional golf and in the golf industry.
Go to apgatour.org today to donate and support us.
Here on GKTV Live, Doug Smith, James Hahn, we've had featured hole coverage. We've had shots from 16, 17, 18, par 3, par 4, par 5. James, we've seen a little bit of everything. It was such a kind of a quick going for us today, but we do have a leader out in Jared Garcia at 7 under par.
And with 18 playing reachable, almost all the guys in the field are able to reach that green. We're going to see a lot of fireworks going in tomorrow. Tomorrow, 18 could be a 2, to maybe even a 3-shot swing, depending on where the pin location is, if they decide to bring the water into play. And so don't count anybody out. Anybody inside of 4, even 3, 4 going into the back 9 has a legitimate chance of winning this Tour Championship.
All right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific, now to wrap up this APGA Tour season. The season has been all over the country this year, and we are wrapping things up right here in Atlanta. For James Hahn, I'm Doug Smith, and for Peter Smith, our esteemed producer, we appreciate you tuning in with us.